Isn't it fascinating how right now, as you hear these words, something deep inside already begins to stir? Because you see, the creative process, the greatest test, the greatest gift, it's not something you control, but something you step into. Like a river, it flows wild and unpredictable, carrying you to places you've never dreamed of. And sometimes the water is calm, clear and sparkling, and you can see exactly where it leads. But then there are those moments when the river becomes dark, churning and stormy. You can't see what's ahead, and yet, isn't it true, the rivers, they always flow onward. Now, as you consider this, notice how your mind begins to entertain the idea that uncertainty, it isn't a curse, it's a doorway to possibility. Because when you don't know where everything is going, isn't that when you begin to grow? And even when it feels dark, you can't see the path. Somewhere deep inside of you, something whispers, trust the process. You've already survived so many moments when you thought the darkness would swallow you, haven't you? But here you are, listening, learning, evolving. So what if the feelings and the fears you experience during those times, they're not barriers but signs? Signs that something within you is shifting, expanding, reinventing itself. And isn't it curious how, when you stop fighting those feelings, they have a way of guiding you towards something new, something profound. So think about this. A caterpillar, it doesn't get fixed before it becomes a butterfly. It surrenders, it dissolves into something unrecognizable, trusting the process as it transforms. And like that caterpillar, you don't need fixing. You don't need anyone to tell you who to be or how to feel. You're already enough. You're more than enough, exactly as you are. Even when you're changing, especially when you're changing. And perhaps as you listen now, you can imagine a garden where every plant grows in its own time, in its own way. Some bloom early, some bloom late, some stand tall, while others sprawl across the ground. And yet, every one of them belongs. Isn't it the same with you? Your energy, your path, your process. It's all unfolding perfectly, even when it feels messy. Now let's talk about perspective. Because isn't it true? The way you see the process shapes how you experience it. You can look at the storm and think, this will destroy me. Or you can look at it and wonder, what new shores will this storm carry me to? When you step back and notice the bigger picture, you can start to realize every twist, every turn, every dark moment is part of a larger tapestry. A story where each thread has its place, even when it's hard to see how they all fit together. And as you think about that, notice how your mind begins to expand, how new possibilities begin to unfold. Because when you channel your energy into something meaningful, something healthy, something that lights you up, even just a little bit, you step into the flow of life. And isn't that what thriving really is? Not avoiding the dark times, but embracing them as part of the dance. So imagine now what it would feel like to completely let go. To trust, no matter how chaotic things seem, the process will carry you through. When you do that, when you surrender to the flow, something incredible happens. You discover you're not just surviving, you're thriving. Reinventing yourself again and again, each time brighter, bolder, more you than ever before. And as you sit with this now, let those ideas take root. Because the truth is, you've always known, haven't you, deep down? You've always had what it takes to navigate the river, to weather the storm, to emerge on the other side transformed. And perhaps the greatest gift of all is realizing the process itself is a gift. It's not just what you create, it's what creates you. And isn't it fascinating how, even now, the mere act of listening, it invites something deep within you to awaken, an awareness, a recognition that the process that you're in is far greater than you've imagined. Because you see, life itself is the canvas, and every experience, every moment, every thought is a brushstroke in the masterpiece you're creating. As you allow that idea to settle in, notice how your mind begins to turn over a new thought. That what you call chaos is simply energy rearranging itself into something new, something powerful, something uniquely yours. Because isn't it true that every storm eventually clears, leaving the air fresh, the ground richer, and the world brighter? And what if, just what if, you're not the victim of the storm, but the architect of the transformation that it brings? Now consider this. Every belief you hold shapes the lens through which you see the world. And isn't it curious how, the moment you shift your belief, even slightly, the entire landscape of possibility changes? Like looking at a puzzle piece from a different angle and realizing where it fits. So what if the belief you hold now is this? The dark times, they aren't obstacles, they're stepping stones. That the moments of doubt and fear, they aren't signs of failure, but they're signals of growth. That every twist and turn in the creative process is a gift just waiting to be unwrapped. And as you reflect on that, imagine what it would feel like to let go of the need to control. Stop wrestling with the river and instead flow with it, trusting it knows exactly where to take you. Because when you let go, you create space. Space for inspiration to arise. Space for solutions to emerge. Space for the next chapter of your life to unfold. And isn't it liberating to realize you don't have to have all the answers right now. The answers will come naturally and effortlessly as you move forward. And perhaps you've noticed how, in those moments, when you let go before, things have a way of falling into place. Like a musician who stops forcing the melody and lets it play through them. Like a painter who stops trying to cover every stroke and lets the colours blend as they will. Isn't it the same for you? The more you let go, the more the process reveals itself. And the more it reveals itself, the more you realise you've always been capable. That everything you need is already within you. Because here's the truth. You're not broken. You don't need fixing. You don't need someone else to show you the way. You're whole. Even in the moments when you feel shattered, you're enough. Even in the moments when you feel small. And isn't it empowering to know the process you're in right now, no matter how messy or confusing it seems, is part of your becoming. Like a seed breaking, opening the soil, reaching for the light, knowing instinctively how to grow. And as you think about that now, imagine a spiral, a beautiful infinite spiral that represents your journey. Every loop of the spiral is a phase of your life. And with each loop, you grow, expand, and evolve. And even when it feels like you're going in circles, isn't it true? Every step brings you closer to the centre of who you truly are. Because the spiral, it's always moving upward, always carrying you forward, always guiding you to new heights. And as you continue to explore this, notice how the idea of thriving, not just surviving, but truly thriving, starts to feel more real, more possible, more inevitable. Because thriving, it isn't about having everything figured out. It's about embracing the process, trusting the flow, and allowing yourself to be transformed by it. It's about channeling your energy into what lights you up, what brings you joy, and what makes you alive. So imagine now what it'd feel like to wake up each day with a deep sense of trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the process. Trust that no matter what happens, you've everything you need to navigate it. Because when you trust, you open the door to infinite possibility. And isn't it exciting to think about what's waiting for you on the other side of the door? And as these words settle in, somewhere deep inside, something begins to shift. A seed of belief takes root, growing stronger with each passing moment. The belief that you're capable, that you're resilient, that you're creative, that you're enough. And no matter where the river takes you, you'll always find your way.